And welcome to the new session on economics chit chat today. We're going to talk about the economics of information, why information plays a very important role in economics. If you generally start understanding the concept of information, it's primarily a microeconomic factor. It is that factor that will start making you understand how do decisions are made in this world. So for us, if you start understanding the decision factor altogether, you will see that every time we are in search of information to do something new, whether it's about buying, it's about selling, or you want to buy a house, or you want to sell a car, or you want to buy something in the share market, it's the cost of information that really matters. So in today's session, we're going to talk about the cost of information, the right information at the right point of time to get the best lead altogether. So in economics, what we are really interested upon, who makes the right decision at the right point of time. Now, if you look at globally, everywhere there is some crisis, there are some emergencies. It's not just about the corona, but there are other factors also that we need to look broadly upon. Now, where is this problem emerging from? Is that somebody already knows that there is going to be a problem? Is that somebody already knows that there is going to be an emergency? The answer is yes. Why? Because predictively, if you start understanding, there are people who spend their entire time, money, and energy trying to understand the patterns of the economy. So the patterns of the economy are so well built, are so well created altogether that their understanding is more towards in predicting what is going to happen in future. So was it true that this coronavirus, this corona attack would be predicted? The answer is yes. Probably what happened is that many of us in the world did not expect this to happen. But yes, it has happened. Now for us, what is the lesson that we are going to learn from here? From an economic standpoint, this is the right time for all of us that we start spending time in search of information, in search of truth. Now, whatever decision you're going to take in terms of your career, in terms of your growth, in terms of investment, in terms of savings, has to be really practical and very clear. You cannot afford making any more mistakes. 90% of our time, we believe that any decision that is taken can be modified, can be adjusted in the coming years. Now, let's say that we just have some money, we have invested it in some stock because somebody told it, and we just put the money into that stock and we feel that that stock will grow automatically and I will become rich in 5 or 10 years. But the fact remains that it is not true. Why? Because you have not spent time in analyzing, in searching the truth behind that stock. You just get carried away by news. So the economics of information tells you very clearly that spend time in terms of understanding, in terms of analyzing the every information that comes to you. Don't just believe the media, don't just believe any news that comes to you right across. It takes time. You need to understand what is the impact, from where it is coming from, why is it costing us. Now, if you do this kind of analysis, automatically you will understand the chain behind it, the economic reactions behind it. So it is very important for all of us today that we spend time in understanding what is required. So going forward in the coming sessions, we will be understanding the various factors of information. Now to just give you a brief hint, data analytics, artificial intelligence, business intelligence, these are new words that are coming across the market, that are coming across the technology front altogether. What is it all about? Companies are spending millions and millions of dollars in acquiring information. It is no more about acquiring profit or making cash. It is all about acquiring the information. So company wants to spend millions and millions of dollars in terms of understanding about you, about me, about every single person in this world. So we are going back to the theory of consumer behavior. Today, every single company in this world is trying to understand the movement of their consumer across the globe. So which means that every single company is now spending time, money and energy in analyzing the information about you. So you also need to think in the same manner. You just cannot go about and start saying that it's going to happen. Information is freely available. I just Google it and I get the information. Google is just a source. Google is not the final destination. The final destination of information comes from you, which means you need to sit, you need to analyze. Google just collects the information and gives it back to you. What people believe that that's the end of information, but let me say that's the beginning of information. You need to search, you need to analyze, you need to connect yourself to the real world, and then you will start understanding where information is making a matter for you. Now, everybody knows that the impact of coronavirus, everybody knows the impact of global meltdown in terms of economy. But does everybody know what is the key to success going in future? Everybody is saying that the alternative factor for growth is digital. We need to go online, we need to learn online, we need to trade online, we need to do business online. But what are the factors behind it? How much time does it take? Whom are we going to target? Where are our real customers lie? All these kind of questions will be answered only if you understand the cost of information. The real cost for any business going forward will be the information cost, will not be the cost in terms of acquiring land, labor and capital. Gone are the days. Why? Because land, labor and capital are static data for you. What is going to be the real-time data, what is going to be the real fact analysis is that you are going to see the cost of information. Where do I get the right information to make the right decision so that I will be able to make success? So going forward, guys, please understand, whenever you read a newspaper, whenever you look into a channel, whenever you read something, that is just the beginning of some idea. So when people come and say that USA has produced 10 million tons of steel, or Japan is the leader in technology, China is a leader in manufacturing, it is just one piece of information that you have got. If you want to understand the real story behind it, go through the entire phase. You need to go through the entire ideology, the entire geographical factors, the economic factors, and then you will start understanding why a country is adopting a particular strategy to make their name in the world economy. Now, if you look at Japan, for example, they were the leaders in terms of technology, starting from bullet train, starting from Walkman, starting from any high-end technologies, or if you even look into the digital products that had come earlier, and even in the automobile industry, not to forget. These are the zones where the Japanese government targeted themselves. They made their name day by day, year by year. What was the reason behind it? Why did they choose certain specific areas? Why did they ensure that they wanted to make their name only on those particular sectors? Now, Japanese government could have tried their names in the aerospace industry. They could have probably tried their hands in terms of aviation industry, but they didn't. They wanted to get into electronics. They wanted to get into automobiles because they had a particular idea. They wanted to make their name in transportation and high-tech communication. All these things have a particular meaning behind it. That's because they have searched for the data. They have searched for the business opportunity. They've understood that if we start connecting the world through high-tech communication, through the digital data that we get, automatically we will get consumers from all over the world. So what the government believed is connecting the people through information. Information connects the world, information connects the business. So going forward, it is all about the cost of information. So when you go through this video, please understand every single information that I am telling through you through this particular video is also a cost factor involved. It's also something valuable that you need to understand and start searching forward. And that's how you can also become knowledgeable. You can also start understanding the economy, and you will also come to know that what is the real impact of an information in the modern day world. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me today on this wonderful session. Hope to meet you again tomorrow with some new topics. We will continue to share our knowledge. We'll continue to build our knowledge. Till then, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay enlightened. Thank you once again for joining me today.